10 things you should do every day. How to never get angry or bothered by anyone. Stoicism. Calm, focused shot of you sitting in a minimalist setting. Today, I'm sharing 10 daily Stoic practices that have completely transformed how I respond to life's challenges. These aren't just theoretical concepts, they're practical tools you're using today. 1. Practice the dichotomy of control. Every morning, take 60 seconds to remind yourself of what's in your control and what isn't. The ancient Stoics believed this was the foundation of peace of mind. In your control, your judgments, your actions, your values, your responses. Not in your control, other people's opinions, the weather, traffic, the economy, most outcomes. Personal anecdote about applying this principle. When my flight was delayed last month, instead of getting frustrated like everyone else at the gate, I reminded myself the flight schedule isn't in my control, but how I use this extra time is. I ended up having a great conversation with another passenger that turned into a business opportunity. Try this. When someone cuts you off in traffic, remind yourself, their driving isn't in my control, but my reaction is. 2. Practice negative visualization. Visual. Person imagining losing something they value, then appreciating it morale. This might sound counterintuitive, but spend 2 minutes each day imagining losing something you value, your job, your health, even relationships. The Stoics call this premeditatio malorum, or premeditation of evils. It's not about being pessimistic, it's about developing gratitude and resilience. When you imagine life without something, you appreciate it more deeply when you have it. And if you do lose it someday, you'll be better prepared mentally. Try this. Each morning, look at someone you love and think, this person is mortal. It sounds dark, but it will transform how you treat them today. 3. Take the observer's perspective. Visual. Zooming out from a stressful situation to see the bigger picture. When you feel anger rising, practice viewing the situation as if you're watching it happen to someone else. Marcus Aurelius wrote about looking at things from above, seeing human conflicts as tiny and insignificant from a cosmic perspective. This mental zooming out helps you respond rather than react. That person who insulted you, from an observer's perspective, they're just revealing their own insecurities. Try this. When someone upsets you, imagine watching the interaction on a TV screen. Notice how your emotional attachment decreases. 4. Use the pause method. Visual, person taking a deep breath and pausing before responding. Epictetus said, between stimulus and response, there is a space. In that space lies our freedom and power to choose our response. Practice pausing for just 3 seconds before responding to any potentially triggering situation. This tiny gap prevents your amygdala, your brain's emotional center, from hijacking your rational mind. I've been using this in meetings when I hear ideas I disagree with. Instead of immediately shooting them down, I pause, breathe, and then respond thoughtfully. Try this. Set a reminder on your phone 3 times today that says pause. When you see it, practice creating that space between stimulus and response. 5. Reframe obstacles as opportunities. Visual, person turning a roadblock into a stepping stone. The Stoics believed every obstacle contains an opportunity. This isn't just positive thinking, it's about finding the strategic advantage in difficulties. Entrepreneur and Stoic philosopher Ryan Holiday puts it this way: the obstacle is the way. When something frustrating happens, ask yourself, what's the opportunity here? How can I use this? Share a personal example of turning a setback into growth. Try this. The next time someone criticizes you, instead of getting defensive, ask yourself, what can I learn from this, even if it's delivered poorly? 6. Practice voluntary discomfort. Visual, person deliberately choosing a minor, uncomfortable situation. Ancient Stoics deliberately practiced discomfort, cold showers, fasting, or sleeping on hard surfaces, to build resilience against life's unavoidable hardships. You don't need to go to extremes. Try taking a cold shower, skipping a meal, or walking instead of driving occasionally. When you voluntarily embrace small discomforts, you build the mental muscle to handle unexpected challenges without getting angry. Try this. Today, choose one small comfort to go without. Notice how much of your discomfort is just resistance to the experience, not the experience itself. 7. Conduct an evening review. Visual, person journaling at the end of the day. Seneca practiced a daily review, asking himself, what did I do wrong today? What did I do right? What could I have done differently? Spend 5 minutes each night reviewing moments when you felt angry or bothered. Don't judge yourself. Just observe with curiosity. This practice builds self-awareness, which is essential for changing your responses over time. Try this. Tonight, write down one instance where you got annoyed today. Ask yourself, what judgment did I make that led to my frustration? 8. See people as mistaken, not malicious. Visual, illustration of people making mistakes from ignorance, not malice. The Stoics believe that people do wrong out of ignorance, not evil. As Epictetus said, when someone is properly educated, they'll naturally do the right thing. When someone cuts you off in traffic, they're not trying to ruin your day. They're just focused on their own concerns. This perspective shift from they're trying to hurt me to they're making a mistake instantly reduces your emotional reaction. Try this. The next time someone upsets you, silently tell yourself, they're acting this way because they don't know better, not because they're trying to harm me. 9. Remember your mortality, memento mori. Visual, subtle imagery representing the temporary nature of life. The Stoics kept reminders of mortality not to be morbid, but to prioritize what truly matters. When you remember life is short, petty annoyances fade away. Does it really matter that someone took your parking spot when you only have limited time on this planet? I keep a small memento mori coin in my pocket. When I feel myself getting worked up over something trivial, I touch it and ask, will this matter in a month? A year? 5 years? Try this. Set a daily reminder that says, remember you are mortal. When it goes off, ask yourself if what you're currently focused on deserves your limited time and energy. 10th, practice preemptive forgiveness. Visual, person mentally preparing for challenging interactions. Marcus Aurelius practiced what I call preemptive forgiveness, beginning each day by acknowledging that he would encounter difficult people and preparing to forgive them in advance. He wrote, when you wake up in the morning, tell yourself, the people I deal with today will be meddling, ungrateful, arrogant, dishonest, jealous, and surly. This isn't pessimism, it's pragmatism. When you expect imperfection from others, you're not surprised or angered when they act according to their nature. Try this. Before an interaction with someone who typically frustrates you, silently tell yourself, this person may act in ways I find challenging, and am prepared to respond with patience. Bonus, the Stoic response technique. Here's a practical technique that combines several Stoic principles. 1. When triggered, pause and take a breath. 2. Ask yourself, is this within my control? 3. If no, accept it and focus on your response. 4. If yes, take measured action without emotional reactivity. 5. Either way, ask, how can this make me stronger?